more than 25 years, CRU Moldova has been faithfully serving God, so that the gospel of Jesus Christ comes to people in this country and beyond. It all started after the Soviet Union fell, with a group of disciples that started to show Jesus film around the country. Now, our community of staff and volunteers are taking the gospel to the various group of people, like students and businessmen, teachers and athletes, families and children, serving both in person and online.
You're the only group of people that not only contacted us, but helped us in some way. This is what Coach said after we first met. 3 days later, we brought all the necessary clothing, shoes, all the things guys needed so much. A week later, the same coach said, "We're second month in Moldova." And the same question haunts me. I'm wondering, why in the world we didn't meet each other earlier? And that conversation opened up a whole other topic about who God is, and we as Atlas in Action, we've been able to minister to entire team since then. Who would have thought we're ministering to a national team of Ukraine, being in Moldova? They're coaches that will raise up future champions, or maybe future ministers.
Transnistria is a special region in our country, occupied by Russian Federation after military conflict in 1992. There is still KGB agency there, and they don't allow to share the gospel and to start or plant new churches in Transnistria. We, like CRU Ministry, saw a big need in Christ in this region and in healthy Christian communities in Transnistria. That's why we decided to send a global church movement team there to share the gospel, to disciple people, and to plant new home churches in Transnistria.
We moved in Tiraspol 1 year ago, and we opened our apartment for home church. At the first meeting there were 4 of us. But since the beginning of the war in Ukraine, we see how God began to bring people in this church. Many refugees whom we actively help in Tiraspol and local people themselves began to come to church meetings. The moment came when our apartment became very small for this church. We had to rent a room where about 30 adults and 30 children are now gathering, including both Ukrainians and Moldovans. 10 people are ready to be baptized. Thanks God.
Most of our refugees are mothers with kids who are going through terrible experience. We have never had an emphasis on working with kids, but we have been prayed and God gave us an idea to rent a house where kids can find hope, care, and a loving environment. While teachers and volunteers are playing with kids, moms are engaged in spiritual conversations with our staff where they can share life over a cup of coffee. They receive care and prayers. We believe this is not only a project for refugees, this is a beginning of a big dream that can change a whole generation for Christ.
I was looking for possibilities in surrounding countries, how we can serve people there, how we can serve refugees. And I thought about Romania and called the leaders there with CRU, and they said, yes, please come, we have a need. We have a lot of refugees and we have very strong language barrier, we couldn't talk to them. Now already 4 teams 5 teams who was visiting them, and it is more to come.
In the context of the war in Ukraine and the flux of refugees, God invited us to embrace a larger scope. The crisis of war brought many challenges, but at the same time it revealed the commitment of our hearts and enlarged our borders. Moldovans and Ukrainians alike are hearing the gospel, coming to the Lord, discovering the word and growing in faith. We thank God for this time of open doors for the gospel, and we invite you to join us in expanding God's kingdom here in Moldova.